Who doesn't love the Looney Tunes? They're cartoon classics and rightfully so, but when it comes to picking your favourite characters, it's so hard to choose. I mean, you can't beat Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, but I always enjoyed the Sylvester and Tweety cartoons as well. They're so simple it's genius. Just a cat trying to eat a bird. What's not to love? Though, personally, I was always on Team Sylvester. I just wanted him to nab that stupid bird. But for some reason, it was always Tweety who got all the attention. He was the one on all the merch, and in 2000, he even got his very own direct-to-video movie, Tweety's High-Flying Adventure, which is a bit of a mouthful. Why not just call it Tweety's Adventure? This is kind of an obscure movie. I'm not sure if people talk about it that much, but I used to rent this one all the time from the video shop, and they used to show it on Cartoon Theatre a lot as well, but I haven't seen it in ages, so let's dust off those old memories and see if Tweety still holds up. In the air. You know, because he's a bird and yeah, never mind. So the first trailer is, oh for crying out loud, it's just Pokemon again.
Shocking, isn't it?
Look, just go back and watch the other video, because I've talked about this enough already. Next, the little vampire. Oh, just skip. There really is nothing on this one. Okay, so the movie begins with Granny paying a visit to the local old folks club, where she bumps into two kids who are upset that their local park is closing down in 80 days. But personally, I'm more upset about the animation here. It's a bit on the cheap side. The backgrounds are more like something you'd draw in art class when you're 8 years old. Granny takes her concerns about the park to the club, where one of the members is a grumpy guy called Colonel Ribbonfire? What kind of a name is that?
There is no greater intelligence on Earth than the feline intelligence. Well, he certainly got that right.
And just look at the state of these characters. This looks less like Looney Tunes and more like Yvonne of the Yukon.
What crapulous rubbish!
Hey, you watch your mouth. To save the park, Granny makes a bet with the Colonel that her trusty bird Tweety can make it around the world in 80 days, collecting passport stamps and cat paw prints along the way. Why cat paw prints as well? Because they had to get Sylvester into the story somehow, I guess.
For 20, I'll do it.
So yeah, this is basically around the world in 80 days with Looney Tunes characters. Trust me, kids in the early 2000s were just desperate for this kind of crossover. Being the goody two-shoes that he is, Tweety agrees to the bet, and everyone sends him on his merry way with a song.
Around the world in 80 days, England, France, Tibet, Peru.
It's impossible to do.
Yes, it's yet another musical where everybody can't help but burst into song, so hopefully they put some effort into the lyrics here.
Are you ready? On my mark.
Are you steady? Then embark!
Jules Verne would be spinning in his grave. For some strange reason, only now do we get the credits, but they probably shouldn't have bothered. It's just a yellow dot bouncing around the screen. Can this movie get any cheaper? First, Tweety visits the Alps, which is more or less an excuse for Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck to show up for a brief cameo.
You a couple of crown jewels. It's a living.
Is it too late to watch Back in Action instead? And believe it or not, there really isn't much to say about this. Tweety just bops from one country to the other, escaping cats and running into Looney Tunes characters. This whole movie feels more like an excuse for cramming in cameos, instead of telling an actual story. There's so little plot here I can only really bring up the weird stuff. Lola Bunny turns up as a news reporter. Is that worth mentioning? Foghorn Leghorn is monitoring Tweety's progress from some kind of control center. Is that worth mentioning? I have no idea. I mean, I kind of remember this bit with the Sphinx just because of how strange it is.
Sticks and stones may break my nose, but names will never hurt me.
Huh? This whole sequence is perturbing to me. Sylvester chases Tweety into one of the pyramids, and they end up getting attacked by cat mummies.
Mummy!
Now, this might actually make sense, because the ancient Egyptians did mummify cats in the belief they could take their pets into the afterlife with them. And that's about as much education you're going to get out of this movie. But yeah, the whole film is a disjointed mess. It's more like a bunch of sketches strung together. I think they were just having a laugh with this. The plot finally takes a development when Tweety reaches Tibet, where some kind of cat cult is preparing to sacrifice a female Tweety bird called Auga.
Please accept our meager sacrifice, this puny canary.
What, you mean your cats don't do this? Since the cats worship Tweety, which makes no sense given all of them are trying to eat him, he convinces them to free Auga, because apparently they thought Tweety needed a love interest for this movie, a love interest that will never be seen again. She doesn't even really do anything in this movie, apart from the ability to yell like a foghorn. That's not a bird, that's the one ship in. Oh, and for some reason, she has a British accent.
Are you always such a kind, caring person, Tweety?
What? after a montage of more pointless country hopping, Sylvester catches up with Tweety on a ship, but the yellow pest quickly sends him packing.
Putty tat, I'll whip await you.
Ooh, not under the nails. They wash up in Australia, where Sylvester teams up with Taz to get rid of Tweety for good, and this was always my favourite part of the movie as a kid. It's just so crazy and weird. The pair of them steal a BMX bike and just go on a wacky chase that defies all the laws of gravity. It's one of the few chase sequences in the movie that comes close to being fun, but despite racing like maniacs, Tweety and Auga escape on a glider, and Sylvester leaves Taz to plummet to his doom. Alright, that's funny. They end up in San Francisco, where Tweety goes all pro skater and tries to escape Sylvester on his surfboard, dude. This was my other favourite part of the movie, purely because Yosemite Sam is in it, and watching him bicker with Sylvester is a match made in heaven.
You take it! No, you! No, you! No, you!
Also, this mental tram chase is kind of amusing, and judging by my last review, I think I just have a thing for crazy out-of-control vehicles. Trying to help me now, man? While Sylvester and Sam make very good friends with each other, Tweety makes it to Las Vegas, where apparently all the cats have taken over ever since Rover Dangerfield left town. All the cats are betting on how far Tweety can go, and you know what that means? Yet another mindless song.
There ain't no way he's on his way. He's going to fail. He's got no strength. He's starting to sweat, and you can bet he's going to bail. He's almost home. He's way behind. He's out in front. He's in a bind. No need to mind. That's why we're betting the fun, 'cause none of you stand a chance.
To be fair, this is probably the catchiest song in the movie, but where'd this guy get his outfit from? Clown College? But midway through, the song gets interrupted by the news that Granny is going to donate her winnings from the bet to save the park. Wait, you mean she wasn't going to do that in the first place? She already knew the kids needed the cash from the start, so what was she doing it for originally? To beef up her bank account?
We've got to have money.
Tweety keeps going on his way with another montage, where half of the backgrounds aren't even coloured in. I mean, just check out New York. It's more like a scribble. Is this movie's budget melting with every scene? Tweety reaches the airport to head for home, but for whatever reason, he decides he needs more of a challenge. So he deliberately puts himself in danger and flies through a deadly storm without any concern for his friend's safety. So what do you think happens? Yeah, Tweety loses Auga, who could probably be dead for all he knows. None of this even would have happened if he just got on the plane in the first place. What an arrogant bird brain. No wonder I always sympathise so much with Sylvester. That's the face of someone who talks sense. Now that Tweety's been taken down a peg, it's time for a sad version of that catchy song from before.
I'm telling you now that Tweety don't stand a chance.
I guess the cats will just have to find something else to bet on, like a guy rolling around the world in a barrel?
Ride a barrel round the world in 80 days.
This movie makes my brain cells ache. Since Tweety is feeling sorry for himself, he also has a sad tune to sing.
The best thing you can win is a friend when those middles start to rust and your memories turn to dust.
I'm sobbing my eyes out here, but Tweety manages to escape the poorly CGI'd storm and finds Auga stranded on Bikini Bottom?
Are you always such a kind, caring person, Auga?
When I have the time.
Of course they make up and find a way to return back home to London, because apparently Tweety is British now. But they end up running into this thief guy who's stolen some kind of royal passport, but since Sylvester is from Tweety, the police think he stole it, only for the mix-up to get resolved, and now they think Sylvester has stolen it, and yeah, maybe they should have put more effort into the plot instead of pointless love interests. So Sylvester gets thrown in the slammer for the passport mix-up, while the real thief gets away without any punishment whatsoever. It's good to know this movie has a great sense of justice. And just for good measure, Auga reveals her philosophical side.
Tweety, control is an illusion.
Far out, man. Of course, Tweety makes it back home, the park is saved, and I feel like I just wasted an entire hour of my life. Oh, and then this happens.
Confidentially, my sympathy was like with the bird.
What? So that was Tweety's high-flying adventure, and I'd say this is a shining example of a childhood movie that doesn't hold up. I have no idea what I saw in this one back then. I mean, there are a couple of fun chase sequences, but apart from that, it's just a bland collection of sketches with cameos from other Looney Tunes that aren't very funny. Like a cheap comedy compilation that's missing all the jokes. The whole story is disjointed, the backgrounds are barely more than crude sketches, and overall, I'm not even sure why they decided to make this movie, because it doesn't feel like a movie at all. You'd get 10 times the enjoyment by just watching a bunch of classic Looney Tunes for 70 minutes instead. Actually, after the movie, there are a couple of classic Tweety shorts from the 50s, and these are infinitely more entertaining to watch. They're just better made, and despite being more than 60 years old now, they still stand the test of time. So if you're desperate for Tweety and Sylvester, make sure you seek out these timeless classics and leave this dreary movie to get lost in the storm. Thanks for watching, and look out for more reviews coming soon.
He got past Cairo, London, Frankfurt, Paris, and Rome. He can't be stopped, and he's gonna win. So place your bets, cause Tweety Bird's head, I say heading on in.
There ain't no way he's on his way. He's going to fail. He's got no strength. He's starting to sweat, and you can bet he's going to bail. He's almost home. He's way behind. He's out in front. He's in a bind. No need to mind. That's why we've been the fun, cause none of you stand a chance.